There has been a evolving conversation as for funding for Ukraine. Certainly on Capitol Hill in Washington, it does seem that there will be a legislative effort now that could hit the floor this week that involves repo, the idea of taking seized Russian assets and using that to fund Ukraine's war effort. That's something the U.S. would like to pursue. Would you like to see the U.K. pursue that? Would you ask your colleagues that you were going to see at the IMF World Bank meetings down in Washington this week to congregate around that idea?
Well, I think it's a very intriguing proposal. I'll be meeting Secretary Yellen in the next couple of days, and I'll certainly be talking to her about it and getting some more detail on that. But I think we should be thinking about anything we possibly can to come to the support of Ukraine. This is an absolutely existential battle, not just for Ukraine itself, but for a global order in which, since the Second World War, we have largely stopped large countries thinking they can just invade their neighbours and get away with it. And if we were to let Russia get away with invading Ukraine, the ramifications would be huge, not just in Europe, but all over the world. So I think this is a proposal we should look at very carefully.
Well, and you'll speak with Secretary Yellen about that. But of course, the U.S. can only do so much in this regard. A lot of these frozen assets are not held by the United States. They're held on the continent of Europe. What kind of conversations have you had with your European counterparts around this idea, and whether it could actually work as well in reality as it may seem like it could when just thinking about the idea?
Well, Kailey, that is the point, isn't it? Everyone has to do their bit. And the US has taken the lead in terms of the military support for Ukraine. The UK has taken the lead in Europe. But countries like France and Germany have also given tremendous economic support to Ukraine. Everyone has to do their bit. So on this particular issue, there is a particular role for EU countries, but we'll be having a very open discussion. One thing I can assure you is that the G7 countries, the leading democracies in the world, are absolutely united in our support for Ukraine.